Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. In this video today, we're going to be going around the stock market, talking about some of the biggest stories, the biggest news, and the biggest movers in the market today. Just want to start off by checking in with the overall major indices to see just kind of how the stock market as a whole is performing. Obviously, 2022 has not been great. It's been a massive downtrend for many stocks, many industries, and especially the major indices. But today, at least at the time of recording this video, the Dow Jones is barely green. It is up about 30 points. We're barely hanging on there, but everything else is looking pretty red. S&P only down 0.36%. That's not too bad. NASDAQ down over a full percent, and the Russell is down 0.75% as well. So kind of using that as some context to explain a lot of these moves. But yeah, definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that a ton. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. And of course, as always, there's going to be no financial advice in this video. I'm not telling you guys to buy. I'm not telling you to sell. Nothing like that. Just covering the news, covering the stories, and giving some of my thoughts and opinions. With that being said, let's get right into this. The first stock we are talking about today is Docusign Incorporated. This is ticker symbol DOCU. And this one is down massively today, down 22%. It already opened down huge. Previous close yesterday was 93.88, and it's opening today at 76.37. But even intraday, it's still down around 5%, which would be that's a rough day in and of itself, just being down 5%, let alone the extra drop that it had just as soon as the market opened. And obviously, you can see here, we recently had the Q4 earnings. That's kind of what's going on. That's the story here. But man, this is rough. 52-week high of $314 for Docusign, now sitting at 72. I mean, we're at 52-week lows now, but man, we are so far removed from the 52-week highs. It is insane, and year-to-date down 53%. So the reason for this one, this comes from CNBC.com. Docusign plummeted 18% during extended trading on Thursday, after hours yesterday when their earnings report came out, after issuing weak revenue guidance for the first quarter and fiscal year. The e-signature software maker beat analyst expectations on the top and bottom lines for the fourth quarter, and they announced a $200 million stock buyback. So that's obviously very, very big. Beating on those revenue expectations, top line and bottom line. That's great. That's very, very exciting. That is maybe something that could get the stock headed back in the right direction. $200 million stock buyback. Not an insane amount, not a huge, massive amount. I mean, you see yesterday that a couple days ago, Amazon announces a $10 billion stock buyback. So it kind of puts in perspective $200 million, but obviously that's a much bigger company and a much smaller company. Right now we have Docusign sitting at around $14 billion market cap. So stock buyback's good. Beating on expectations is great as well. But issuing weak revenue guidance, especially in a market like this, is not great. People are very, very worried and concerned about the future. That's why Docusign is down massive today. Then we have MGLD. This is, I believe it's called Marigold Company, and it's up 97% on the day right now. Earlier today, it was up, I want to say as much as 200% or 150% or something. It was up over 100% earlier today. Now you can kind of see on the graphic, it's kind of selling off as the day's going on, but still, this is a massive, massive, massive move. This is a stock that, it's hard to find a lot of information about, and there's not a ton going on with it, but all of a sudden, 85 million shares getting traded. This is crazy, crazy volume. Yeah, so what's going on? Why did this thing jump up so massively? And this comes from investorplace.com. Today, one of the biggest movers in the market is Marigold Companies, MGLD. Currently, MGLD stock has rocketed more than 150%. However, at one point today, the stock saw a whopping 200% jump. So yes, it was up as high as 200%. Which is crazy. As previously noted, much of this move relates to Marigold's completion of its uplisting to the New York Stock Exchange American Exchange. Anytime a stock moves from the pink sheets to a major exchange, investors tend to cheer. I mean, that's great for so many reasons. Obviously, once you're on major exchanges, you're going to get offered by more companies. More people are going to have access to you. Also, it opens you up to different kinds of, indexes and hedge funds and stuff like that. Certain ones, aren't going to deal with pink sheets, aren't going to deal with OTCs, anything like that. So this can be just, it gives you an opportunity for money to pour in so many different directions. Now, obviously, at the end of the day, most things are going to come down to your company, your fundamentals, your growth, your revenue, all that stuff that's going on. But this is a great sign. This is a great move, and it shows, potential strength for this company, both in the short term and the long term. So that's what's going on with MGLD. That's how you get, 98% gains today, in a day where a lot of the market is down pretty big. We also have Hycroft Mining Holding Corporation, HYMC. This one's having a pretty big update today, up 28%. Obviously, this is going very, very well. And, earlier in the day, it was honestly up even higher, and it's kind of sold off as much as 25% from intraday highs, which is a little bit crazy. But yeah, this thing is pumping pretty big right now. Year to date, this one is now up 214%, which is crazy. 52-week low of 28 cents, 52-week high of 747. So still very, very high off those 52-week highs. But hey, this one is, 10x from its 52-week low. So there's been a lot of volatility and a lot of opportunity with this one. We're back in investor plays again. Gold stocks. Why are HYMC, PZG, TRX, and EXN up today? And that's what they're talking about here. The rise in gold stocks today is likely linked to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. We saw a similar movement last week as investors are flocking to classics such as precious metals as uncertainty weighs on the markets. We've seen huge drops in a ton of growth stocks and a ton of tech, and even in the overall indices. Like I said, the market is pretty much down in most of the places you look so far in 2022. Most people are going to energy, going to commodities, going to safer things, and gold has been a big benefactor of all that. And obviously Hycroft Mining stock startup with the company shares gaining more than 68% as of Friday afternoon. Just a gold stock company performing pretty well going off of that news today. Obviously a much smaller company, $118 million market cap, but this one's pumping pretty good so far today. The final stock that I want to talk about today is Didi Global Incorporated. This is obviously the Chinese stock, down 41% today. We are now at 52-week lows for this company as well. We're actually, it says 52-week lows of $1.96, but we're at $1.92 right now, so we're breaking that. 52-week highs of $18. Man, that is rough. Year to date, this is 2.5 months, less than 2.5 months, down 62%. That is rough. Currently right now at about a $9.5 billion market cap. What's going on here? This is from Reuters. Didi shares slump after report on suspension of Hong Kong listing plans. U.S. listed shares of Didi Global Incorporated slumped 12% pre-market trading on Friday after a report that the ride-hailing firm had suspended preparations for its Hong Kong listing due to its failure to meet China's conditions on handling sensitive user data. The Cyberspace Administration of China told Didi executives that their proposals to prevent security and data leaks had fallen short, citing people familiar with the matter. The company and its bankers have halted work on the Hong Kong listing by way of introduction, originally slated for around the summer of this year. So that was obviously going to be a big move. That was going to be a big catalyst, and now this just has people worried, has people concerned. You don't want uncertainty. You don't want people not knowing what's going to happen next. Are they going to get delisted from other places, or is this going to put them in hot water with China? Is this going to cause more issues, more problems? Are they ever going to get onto the Hong Kong Stock Exchange? Who knows? But obviously the market did not love hearing this. The market did not have a positive reaction, and Didi and their shareholders are definitely feeling it so far today. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Tell me, drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on any stock we talked about in this video, or any other stocks or news going on in the market today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.